That's a dog. Come to me. You don't want bit. On the ground. You're gonna get bit. Come to me, man.
Do not let them. Don't release the dog. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Don't. Do not. Get the dog off of him. Get the dog off of him.
Get the dog. Get out the dog. What's the cat? What's the cat? Get the cat.
Get the dog off.
Get your dog.
The thing about that video that makes it distinct from other absolutely horrendous videos that we've seen is that in this particular case, we actually had one person doing what we beg cops to do, which is to advocate for peace in these situations, to not full out escalate. You had a person just over and over saying, do not do this, do not do this. Everyone there can see that it's not necessary. The man is standing, he's not close to anything, he's got his hands in the air. No one is at any risk except for him. Because the person with the dog decided, I'm not gonna take the dog all the way out here and not maul a person with him. So despite being ordered multiple times not to do this, he releases the dog. The dog runs in a random direction. He then points the dog at the man and allows the dog to totally needlessly maul him. An experience that for any one of us would be maybe the worst thing that had ever happened to us, was just totally optionally inflicted on another human being by that cop. Francesca, what do you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, like I thought that voice was in my head saying, do not release the dog, do not release the dog. But like the other thing, I'm wondering, like, did he say it loud enough? Like we could hear him because that's where the camera was coming from. But
it seemed like he was yelling.
Kind of, but not to the degree that we see them yell at so-called suspects, right? Screaming at them. But I think that's a perfect, like everything's calm. And how many times have we seen, I mean, look, we should do dash cam video where police don't escalate. But like, it is very, like 9 times out of 10 when we're watching these things, of course, it's like, they needlessly release the dog. Because why? I guess you don't have control of that dog. That's what it sounds like to me. You just don't have control of it and you're gonna release it. And then sort of the way that everyone else walked very slowly, I felt like it was, I don't know, I felt like the reaction was way too slow. There was a little bit of a morbid fascination going on there with the other police officers.
Sure, yeah, let's not take, I'm giving the guy credit for at least speaking up. Obviously it wasn't enough to stop this from happening. And it was still one person out of an entire group that was involved in the standoff. I'm just acknowledging that it at least is distinct from other videos where you very rarely hear them saying anything. Like, and maybe honestly, maybe this is a situation where it's a little bit easier for the cop to feel like he can speak up because it's about releasing a dog. It might be a little bit harder to say, hey, you monster, stop beating this person. Maybe telling them not to do something with a dog might make it a little bit easier. But again, didn't actually help. Jadarrius Rose has been released from jail. He said he couldn't talk about why he didn't initially stop. So basically he had to do like an inspection or something. He did not stop his car, which I guess in America for some reason is a death sentence. But anyway, he says, I'm just glad that it was recorded. What you saw is pretty much what happened. A spokesperson for the Highway Patrol said that Rose was unarmed. The only charge listed against him in the incident report is, quote, failure to comply with an order or signal of a police officer, and not complying with literally everything that the cop wants you to do, whether it's articulated or clear or whatever, is one of the most dangerous things that you could do in America. If you're not from America and you visit here, just always be as much on your guard as possible, but know that even being on your guard as much as possible will not necessarily save you if you are forced to interact with the police.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.